local people, local news and events, local sports, local matters. For all things Lloydminster area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Well, good morning, and thanks for joining us here at the new Lloydminster Nissan. We talk insurance today with Jason Arden of Jason Arden and Associates, the Cooperators. SwiftNet.ca, now available in Lloydminster, Cold Lake, North Battleford, and surrounding communities. That's right, in town. Get local internet that you can rely on with no data caps, starting at just $39.99. And because they're local, you won't spend hours on hold anymore. It's unmatched customer service. Call 306-825-7111 today or visit swiftnet.ca. Well, as farmers get done harvest, we get closer and closer to making our final Meals in the Fields draw. That draw, of course, is for a wrap-up party for up to 50 people with the same great food we have delivered 3 times earlier this year, with the very popular Diamond 7 Meats roast beef. That's so delicious. And the come out of nowhere, surprise you, fantastic broccoli salad that Sobeys Lloydminster supplies, and of course the great desserts as well. So keep those nominations coming in, and remember, there's also a draw to win 160 acres of spraying from Bradley Air Spray. All you got to do is visit our Facebook page to nominate a farmer. Our thanks to all our terrific sponsors: Farm Credit Canada, Diamond 7 Meats, the Tent Guys, Asset Link Heavy Equipment Sales, Vical Agro, Sobeys Lloydminster, Bradley Air Spray, and the Gary Melka Foundation. The Lloydminster Lions Club will host their medieval feast on Saturday at the Kid Scotty Hall. There's still a few tickets remaining, and the Lions Club would love for you to attend in attire. Lots of places around town you can pick up costumes, including downtown at Artistic Dance. And Kathy and Brent Smith told us that they are once again going to get you and your car home safely should you indulge in some cheer.
Yep, we have safe rides home. So we have guys that will drive you in your car, and then somebody comes behind him and picks him up and takes him back.
Right now, it's the Blackfoot Volunteer Fire Department is our safe rides home.
The Lloydminster Exhibitions Chase the Ace Draw takes place tonight, 7:30 at the Nissan Exhibition Grill. You can purchase tickets in person at the Lloydex office during office hours by using your Visa and MasterCard at lloydex.com, or e-transfer is available to set up as well. Tickets are $10 each, 3 for $25, 8 for $50, or 20 for $100. The jackpot will likely climb over $31,000. It might even get up to $32,000, and there are 47 cards remaining in the deck. Want to see your child's future take shape after high school? Visit Lakeland College's open house October 17th and 18th at the Vermilion and Lloydminster campuses. Explore Lakeland's career-focused programs, tour labs and residences, and talk with instructors who care about student success. Plus, your child can apply for free while on campus. Learn more and RSVP. Visit lakelandcollege.ca/open house. Parents are also welcome to attend. Cultural Connections, a Truth and Reconciliation learning experience, will take place over 2 days at Weaver Heritage Park here in Lloydminster, September 29th and 30th. It's free to attend, and there will be teepee and trapper tents set up. You can learn from elder teachings and knowledge keepers and enjoy some great bannock. I think I know who'll be preparing that bannock, and she will join us on Friday. Cynthia Young will be here. She'll be one of our guests on Friday, tell us more about Cultural Connections. But we'll also be joined by Jolene McGillis and Lori Harris with the Lloydminster Native Friendship Center to tell us about their community walk and more. Tomorrow is the deadline to RSVP for the Seniors Lunch and Learn at the Legacy Center. That happens on October the 2nd. Patricia Morgan will discuss resilient aging, and things get started at 10 a.m. To RSVP, you can call 780-875-5763 or visit lloydminster.ca/Seniors Day. It is a free event. And we are 1 week away from the grand opening of the Synovus Energy Hub's October 1st grand opening. The doors open at 5 p.m. to the public, and there'll be plenty of free kids activities, including public skating. You can also take a tour of the new facility and enjoy some free food. You can nominate a caregiver or caregivers for Cupcakes for Caregivers by emailing livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. Cupcakes for Caregivers is presented by Lloydminster and Umbrella Marketing and Design, Inc. From doctors and nurses and veterinarians, as we found out last week, to school teachers and home care staff, and those in our families that also take care of one another. We want you to get those nominations in so we can not only treat them to some delicious and fancy cupcakes, but also say thank you for what sometimes can be a thankless job. It's not just a name, it is Superior Water. Superior Water has 2 locations in Lloydminster, and they're open Sundays to make filling your big blue jugs a whole lot quicker and easier. And you get great tasting water right from your tap by calling the Superior Water team and ask about their under-the-sink reverse osmosis systems. 780-875-6636. I drink Superior Water because I like the taste, and after all, it is Superior Water. Open on 57th Avenue, Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 5, and they have a coin-operated location just off Highway 17 South by 7-Eleven. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk insurance with the insurance expert, Jason Arden from Jason Arden and Associates. The Cooperators joins us next.
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal, and that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back. You help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
BioClean Disaster Services is committed, certified, reliable, and they will help you get your life back. 1-833-246-8326. They're celebrating their 10th year in Lloydminster, and it's 10 years of making a difference. You see their name on the BioClean Aquatic Center, and they have done wonders for that building downtown to help out the Sexual Assault Center. They'll take care of your belongings, they'll take care of your property, but what they really strive to do, and they do so with great communication, is take care of you and your family. 1-833-246-8326. BioClean Disaster Services, your local restoration company, also Lloydminster's largest restoration company. We welcome you back inside the new Lloydminster Nissan, and we're going to talk insurance today with Jason Arden from Jason Arden and Associates, the Cooperators, and there are some changes coming to Alberta insurance. We know that Jason's been getting a lot of questions about why premiums are going up. We're going to be discussing that. We're also going to be discussing his involvement in the community. There's a lot to go over, so Jason, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Let's get started with those changes in Alberta and how what these changes are all about. As somebody who lives across the border, but knows a lot of people in Alberta that are a little bit worried about what these changes might be. What are they doing?
Sure. So it's been proposed that Alberta auto insurance is going to move to no fault. Sorry. That just means that in the event of an accident, you can't sue the other party. The claims costs associated with litigation around bodily injury claims represents about 30% of all claims costs. which is significant. And in order to reduce premiums in the province for auto insurance, there had to be some way of doing it, and this was the solution. So it has been proposed. To my knowledge, it is moving forward, and it likely would be implemented by 2027.
Was there plans to originally try to get it in 2026?
Yeah, there was.
There's been a lot of talk about it, right?
Yeah, this has been ongoing at least since 2024, with initial hopes of implementing by 26. It just has taken quite a bit longer to come to agreements with the Alberta regulator and the Alberta government. And then insurers need time to fix their stuff and their process and their policies and wordings and software. Yeah.
So no fault insurance, that would pertain to only automobile, I'm assuming.
That's correct. As opposed to what?
Well, that's the question.
Okay.
That's the question. Like if I don't know, say for my house.
Oh, okay.
You know, if somebody's doing some work in my house, I can't sue them if my house, let's say they're welding something in my garage. The garage burns down. I can't
Right.
sue that person, can I?
Yes, under your home insurance policy, you could. Yeah.
But will no fault?
No. So this, from that perspective, yes, it is only auto insurance
auto
that
insurance.
this
Okay.
is going to impact.
Okay, so it only impacts auto insurance. Okay.
Yeah.
So done a little research, and I noticed that there's at least 3 big companies that have pulled out of Alberta.
Yeah. So
what's going on there?
there's been a ton of pressure in the province for sure. It's actually 4 now. There was just another announcement. I'm not sure exactly if it's public yet, but there is another insurer that is leaving the province by the end of 2025. So that marks 4 insurance companies that have chosen to leave. They are just not profitable. They can't make it work, given the constraints that the Alberta government has put on the insurance companies on how quickly they can raise rates. And that's why we're where we're at today. Insurance companies can't charge the premium that's required to cover the cost of the claims. So we needed to go to a different framework or a different solution, which is no fault. Yeah.
Okay, so is that the reason that they're is that the reason? I know you're not associated with those insurance companies, but is that the reason they're leaving? Because no fault's coming in?
No, I wouldn't say they can't wait for no fault to be implemented.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
They're in such a negative or backwards position from a premium and claims costs perspective, and they can't increase rates fast enough because of the Alberta regulator. So they've chosen to stop selling.
So premiums are going up. If I want to ask you about the age of drivers, whether that makes a difference, but also I've heard, and people will tell you, don't buy a red car, because you'll face more insurance.
Yeah.
Don't buy a convertible, you'll face more insurance. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is that true?
So maybe partially. The color of the car, maybe not. That has no impact. The age of the driver a little bit, but I would say more so the experience of that driver. Because you could have a 25-year-old brand new driver, 0 experience, or you could have a 16-year-old driver with 0 experience, and they likely would see something similar from a premium perspective. It's more so based on experience than it is age, although age definitely does play a factor.
That's a good point. There are older people getting their licenses more often now. I
Yeah.
find there's not that big rush like there was when you and I were younger. Just to turn 16, get your license.
Yeah.
15, you better have your learners.
Yeah,
There's
actually,
not that
we're seeing
anymore.
lots of 18 because they're about to move to go to secondary school, and now they do need some form of transportation. So it's not uncommon for us to see 17 and 18-year-olds getting their license for the first time.
So it's based on experience.
I would say that plays a larger part overall in the premium determination, but there's so many factors that go into it. In the comment around convertible, make model has probably the largest impact. And I actually wanted to touch a little bit more on why we have rising premium costs.
Absolutely. For auto and home?
Yeah.
Like, are both rising?
Absolutely they are. Auto, again, is because of the difference between the premium being collected versus the claims being paid. And so this change to no fault is expected to have an immediate impact, again, because litigation expenses represent about 30% overall. So that's going to immediately reduce overall claims costs and expenses. But
Wow.
Other reasons for why premiums are increasing, the cost of the vehicle to begin with. I started in 2009, and you could buy a brand new truck for $45,000. Now a brand new truck is $125,000. So if we write that vehicle off, that impact to us is threefold, or like it's gone up by 300%. The premium hasn't exactly kept pace with that. So that's definitely one reason. Weather-related losses, whether that's fire or hail or floods or water or that type, that has increased.
In regards to auto?
In regards to auto, as
Definitely
well as home.
hail.
We'll talk about home as well. But,
Yeah,
in regards to auto, like I think back to the Fort McMurray fire, right? There was thousands and thousands of vehicles that were lost. And those all have to get paid out.
When you said fire, here I am thinking, well, you must be talking about home insurance, but no, Jasper, Fort McMurray.
Yeah, all those vehicles burned. They're all written off, right? And you just expect the insurance company to pay for it. The cost of the vehicles, weather-related losses, insurance fraud is a big one. And then I would say organized crime or criminal type activity. We don't have a lot of it out west, but we definitely have a large problem with that in Ontario.
And what happens there affects us.
Yes, we are a national company, and it would be called or referred to more like pooled losses, right? Our national experience on auto helps to determine what the rates are going to be per province.
It seems like it seemed like for a while there, every time you turn on the TV, vehicles are being stolen. Like it was like the lead story for a long time there.
Yes, yeah, it's such a growing problem with theft and organized crime.
Can you talk a little bit more about fraud?
Fraud
As it pertains to like your vehicle insurance?
Yeah. Sure. And this would just be from experience. So now this doesn't happen all the time, but to give you an example of what a fraudulent auto claim would be is perhaps you're backwards on your financing agreement, or you can't afford that payment anymore, and then all of a sudden your vehicle got stolen, and we find it somewhere burned down, and the owner of that vehicle, in a case of a fraud, arranged the theft of that vehicle, or they arranged an accident, or they arranged the vehicle to be burned, and that is increasing as well. Like the rate of those types of claims is increasing. So all of these, and I'm sure people have heard stories about that as well, but all of these scenarios impact every single driver in the province.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are the things that affect rising insurance for vehicles. Almost all of those things could pertain to your house insurance too.
Yeah, so
weather for sure.
Yeah, we'll switch gears to home insurance. There's, I think that's what's for 2025. That's what we've been very, very busy with, is having discussions around home insurance premiums, more so than on the auto, because that started last year. But this year it's definitely been around home insurance. We've seen rates increasing by 20, 30, sometimes 40%. And that's significant. And there's plenty of reasons for that. Weather-related losses for sure. The claims frequency and the severity of those claims is increasing year over year. Did a little research here before I came in. The Insurance Bureau of Canada reported in 2024 that the total insured losses was $9.2 billion. That was up over 2023 insured losses, which was only $3.1 billion. So the amount of money insurance companies paid out has tripled over 1 year. We just don't collect premium that quickly in order to be able to cover those losses. Weather-related losses have certainly impacted it. Inflation has impacted it significantly. The cost of goods has impacted it significantly. So when you combine all of those, we're just seeing the rate or the premium increasing on home insurance. When I was referring to the auto at $45,000 and now they're $125,000, I think about my house, which was original construction cost maybe around that $250,000 or $275,000, and now it's over $500,000. So we're seeing the limit of the structure itself increasing, which just it stands to reason that the cost of the insurance is going to go up as the limit of the insurance goes up as well.
So just like the auto insurance is affected right across Canada, your house insurance is affected from what's happening right across Canada? Because we see housing prices in Vancouver and Toronto. That affects us here.
Yeah. No. So again, insurance is super complicated. When
it is.
We determine what a base rate is going to be per $100. And then there's an infinite number of factors that then move that base rate up or down. And then once that final rate is determined, it's multiplied by the limit of your home insurance, or of your home. Right. So if the ultimate rate was $1 per 100 on $500,000, right, then you've got a $5,000 premium. Okay.
So, I think housing prices here compared to other places, pretty darn good. So, when we always hear seniors moving to small towns and everything to, moving out of big centers and stuff, you catch a break on your insurance as well.
So you bring up a really good point in that insurance companies don't care what real estate values are, because that doesn't impact like what a house could sell for does not take into account the cost of materials, the cost of a 2x4, and the labor to construct that house. So oftentimes that's a conversation that's had around, well, the bank appraised it at this, or I had a private appraisal done and it appraised at this, or the city of Lloydminster appraised my house at this. We actually don't care about any of those because it doesn't change the cost of a 2x4 from Home Hardware or the labor to hang that 2x4. So we have our own evaluation that we use, and it takes into account the cost of materials and the cost of labor.
I keep going back to that truck when you mentioned $120,000 and why premiums go up and stuff, and that's 3 times the price of my first house, Jason.
Yes, it's
like,
mind-blowing.
that's crazy.
And we are adding those vehicles, Kurt, every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, for your house insurance, premiums going up. If you are, what can I do, Jason? Like, what can I do to lower the cost of those premiums for my house insurance?
Yeah. So there are a few things that a consumer can do to help with the cost of the insurance. The limit is not really your decision. The insurance company is going to evaluate that based on their own software and their own estimates of cost per square foot to reconstruct, which is always going to be higher than brand new construction because we have to demolish and tear out before we can start over. But so the limit, not so much that you can pick from, but most insurance companies offer more than one policy package type or level of coverage. So that is in your control. You have good, better, best type of an idea. So that would be in your control. Another thing that consumers can do would be around their deductible. And we are absolutely seeing that increase. And I've been trying to explain to people all along. So I've been with cooperators now 17 years. I've been trying to help educate and explain to people the impact of that deductible. When I originally started, it wasn't uncommon to see $500 deductible. And a brief explanation, right? The deductible is how much the consumer has to pay before the insurance company begins to pay. So if you had a $500 deductible, you could claim anything over top of that, right? We're definitely seeing people increase the deductible because the higher you're willing to pay before the insurance company has to pay is going to push the insurance premium down. So it's not uncommon now. I see a lot of $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 deductibles on home insurance because, again, outside of the coverage level, the deductible is really the next thing that you could do to try and reduce premium. The other thing about home insurance deductible is you never pay it. It's not like auto insurance on your deductible. When your vehicle goes into the garage, in order to pick up that vehicle, you have to pay them your deductible, whatever that is, $500 or $1,000. Home insurance doesn't work that way. If you have a $5,000 deductible, it just means when we give you our cash settlement or when we pay you, we're taking the $5,000 out of that payment. So when I explain it that way, it has two benefits. One is it's going to lower your insurance premium. But secondly, it's not like you have to come up with that much money if a windstorm comes through and blows your shingles off, right? We're just going to take it out of the settlement option. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So does higher premiums mean, because you mentioned good, better, best?
Yeah.
Does higher premiums mean I'm getting the best coverage?
No. Having high premiums doesn't necessarily mean that you have the best coverage that's available. And that's really, really important that consumers speak with their brokers or their advisors so that they really understand what it is that they're buying. Now, the basic contract in Canada is identical. Insurers can't change the basic contract. They can only make improvements to it. And that's also something important that consumers probably don't know that they need to know. Because often I hear, oh, if I had a claim over there, it would have been covered. No, not necessarily, because the contract in Canada is identical. Insurers can only make enhancements or improvements. They cannot pull away or they cannot pull back or detract or take coverage away from that basic contract. So they can only make improvements to it. So a high premium does not necessarily mean that you have good coverage. That really should be reviewed with your advisor or with your broker to make sure that you understand what it is. So I wanted to pause and go back because there was one more thing I wanted to talk about around how do we make our premiums lower. And that's around loss mitigation techniques or things that a homeowner can do to their home to improve either the chance of a loss occurring or if a loss occurs, the severity of that loss. So one is updating the things around the house that often cost insurance companies money. So that would be the roof. There's not a big difference between shingles and tin, but shingles that are, I would say, approaching 15 or 20 years old, your rate will begin to increase if you have older shingles. So if you replace your shingles, you're going to get a little better rate on it. On older homes, having a full electrical inspection because we have a lot of fires that occur. If it's a really older home, when that electrical was put into that house, it was not planning for the load that we're putting on it today versus maybe when it was installed back in the 70s or the 80s. So an electrical inspection is very helpful. Our furnace, that would be another one, again, because they're risk of fire. So replacing a furnace would help. And then the last one would be around the plumbing. Hot water tanks, toilets, feed lines, drain lines, those types of things. When we make some improvements there, then it can improve the rate as well. Another item would be sump pump. There are definitely areas of Lloydminster that are built on top of previous holding ponds or sloughs or whatever you want to call them. Yep. So the water table is very, very high there. So having a sump pump can help to get that water away from the house And that has a fairly large impact on your water premium. And then the last one would be a backflow prevention device. So this is a one-way check valve that's on the main drain that goes back out to the city. If it's working correctly, it allows water out, but it doesn't allow it to come back in. Yeah.
I had a gentleman come to my door a while ago, and he was trying to sell me some cameras, an alarm system. Does that?
Yeah.
He told me, he said, this will improve your, you get lower insurance too.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes and no. I wish they would stop saying that.
Okay.
Because they have no idea how insurance is rated, and they have no idea really on the impact. Because I hear, I installed my security system, and the supplier said I would save 30%. They have no business saying that. They really have no idea how the impact on an individual policy is going to be. But I will say this around security: it must be monitored by a third party. There are lots and lots of different things out there. Nest cameras, Ring is a very popular one now. That's a camera one. Mm-hmm. And yes, you can subscribe to it, but it's not monitored. The subscription only allows you access to recordings, but it is not monitored. So it's not going to notify the police. It's not going to notify the fire department. So that doesn't really count. So for a security system to count, it must be monitored by a third party.
It has to prevent, in other words.
Prevent or reduce.
Or reduce.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your house out's on fire. Fire department's going to get called. We're going to reduce. So we can't. That's not going to prevent the loss from occurring, right? But it should reduce the impact of that loss because the fire department's going to be there faster.
So, Jason, my dad always taught me you get what you pay for. Does that include insurance?
It 100% does. The market is very, very competitive. We have a saying at our office there: you can't buy cheap insurance. You just buy less of it. And I often have people coming in and saying, "Oh, I got quoted here, and it was 40% less." Oftentimes, my immediate comment to them is, "You just didn't buy the same thing. That doesn't exist. You can't buy the exact same contract and pay 40% less. The market is far too competitive between at least the major carriers or insurance companies within the province or within the West." So oftentimes what I see is they either get a different policy coverage level. So like perhaps they had best and now they have good. That's a pretty big impact to why you would have got a cheaper policy, is because you didn't buy the same one.
Right.
The other thing I see most often would be around our comprehensive water coverage. Water is expensive because it accounts for about 75%, 3/4 of all of our claims dollars on the home insurance side is a result of water. So we're definitely seeing the premium for comprehensive water increasing quite a bit to account for the losses that we're incurring. And when people get competitive quotes or comparable quotes or they go somewhere else, they either don't have water at all, which is very risky in Lloydminster because of our experience.
Yep.
They have a limited limit. So I see lots of policies come back from people who are willing to share it with me, where they might have had $100,000 or $200,000 of coverage with us, and now they have 25. That wouldn't even cover the cleanup costs, let alone rebuild and replacement of property that's been damaged. So oftentimes, again, they didn't get the same policy. They didn't get the same coverage. They got something far less. The other thing too around water, some of our competitors do not offer the same type of comprehensive water that we do. And that's a big difference. Again, you're not buying the same thing. So if consumers want to go out there and test the market, we highly encourage that. We've never put out there that we're the cheapest insurer. We're not. There are other options out there, but you need to know what it is you're buying, and you need to understand it because you're going to want it when the claim occurs, and that's the worst time to find out that you don't have the proper coverage.
So comprehensive water. Can you explain a little bit more what that entails?
Yeah. So after Calgary in was that 2015? The Saddle Dome was underwater.
Yes.
I think it was 2015.
It was right around there. And
Yeah.
It might have been earlier, but
14, 15, somewhere
Somewhere
around
in
there.
there.
That's really where it's spearheaded. I feel like Cooperators is an industry leader from that perspective, and we'll talk a little bit more about who Cooperators is. But they spearheaded it because after that, we needed a water coverage that was going to protect people in the event of certain things happening. And sometimes it's not just heavy rains. Sometimes we have other water problems. And I think that Calgary flood was a really good example of that. There was lots of insurance companies at the time that was providing sewer backup only. And that means that water is backing up through the main drain line back into the property. But the Calgary floods did something, much different, and that was defined as a flood of a body of water. At the time, most insurers did not cover that. And so lots had sewer backup, but they didn't cover flood. And so then the argument came, was this considered a sewer backup because the water was coming up through the main drain, or was it a flood because where was the water coming from that backed up, right? And
Can it be both?
That's what consumers were arguing.
Okay.
Right? It's a sewer backup. It came through my floor drain. I actually have video evidence of it. But then if you continue to read the contract, which is extremely confusing, and I'd be the first to admit that, the source of that water was flood, which actually at the time was a specific exclusion of what was the source, where did it come from? So after that, Cooperators created comprehensive water. We're not the only ones in the market right now who offer something very, very similar. So comprehensive water continues to cover sewer backup, as it always has. We also cover flood, which originally could be defined as the overflow of a body of water. But I think back to Home Hardware and Superstore so 2 Junes in a row. I think it was 2022 and 2023. I think it was the same day in June, actually. We had like 6 or 8 inches in 20 minutes, and both Home Hardware and Superstore flooded. That would be defined as a flood as well. So that's just an example. Yeah, we don't live by a lake or a river in Lloydminster, but we absolutely still have flood exposure based on the definitions. So yeah, sewer backup, flood, high groundwater, which is a problem in Lloydminster, as I'd mentioned previously, in certain areas of town. So we have just water coming in through a basement because the water level is high and no sump pump. So that's why we encourage sump pumps, is to keep that water underneath the house and away from it. And then the last coverage that we cover under there would be seepage and leakage. That one's a tricky one.
That's different? Seepage and leakage is different than...
Yeah, so that's something, so that one actually continues on, and it's seepage and leakage provided it is not continuous and repetitive, which means we can't have the same ongoing problem for days, weeks, months of the year, and then expect the insurer to fix it. So a good example of that would be the P-trap under the kitchen sink leaks. And it leaks. But at the beginning, you just put a coffee mug under there to catch those drips, right? And then that coffee mug turned into a pot, and then it turned into a bucket, and you continued not to fix it. That would be continuous and repetitive, and that's not covered. The industry would not cover that. So those are tricky claims.
Get it fixed ASAP.
Yes, yeah. Be a prudent homeowner and take care of your property, and then let insurance cover you for the accidentals and the unforeseen events. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew a gentleman, actually I think it might have happened to my brother too, his fridge leaked.
Water line?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what the insurance is for, right? Accidental, unforeseen. It's going to protect you for those types of losses. We have lots of those. That might seem like a really small claim, I bet you, though, that would be in the $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for that claim, depending on how long it had been leaking. Usually fridges are on the main floor, which means we have flooring problems on the main floor. We have cabinet problems on the main floor. Depending on the length of time and the volume of water that leaked out, we now have basement ceiling problems that now have to be fixed. So a ton of tear out, a ton of cleanup. It's just a lot.
And materials are going up. Is that one of the biggest things?
Yeah. So after COVID, so lumber is typically priced per linear foot, I believe it is. And prior to COVID, it was $400. That was a good number to use per linear foot. After, I think it was around 21, 22, right? We had some problems in BC.
Yep.
They couldn't be up there. So we had some supply problems. We had massive demand issues because the claims continued to occur. And because nobody was working, what do you think they did? They built decks and fences. For like 3 years, they built decks and fences. So the cost of lumber actually had increased to $1,700 per linear foot. So it went up over 400%. So when you used to be able to buy a 2x4 for $6, that 2x4 was now $24. And that's a 2x4 is probably the cheapest thing you can buy. If we start talking about plywood, what was $20 is now $85, $90 a sheet. So yes, dramatically has impacted what an insurance company has to charge for premium, because you want us to build your house if it burns down, but we need to buy all that material at this inflated cost. It has come back down, but I don't think it's back to pre-COVID levels.
No, it isn't. It certainly is not. Yeah. Jason, does that kind of cover home insurance, or is there anything that we're forgetting to talk about when it comes to home insurance?
I think the biggest thing, the message that I want to give to consumers and Lloydminster and surrounding area is just go talk with your advisor or your broker. There are certainly things that you can do. And I think, in my experience, because of this year and the increases that we've had, clients can come in and they're upset, and rightfully so, and we have a conversation. I think a little bit of knowledge and understanding and some education about why the premiums are what they are, that goes a long ways. I think when people get their renewals, they're like, why did my insurance go up? I assure you, your insurance didn't go up. Everybody's insurance went up. So it feels very much like I'm being attacked, or it's just me and you've increased my insurance. Everybody's insurance is going up.
Well, we'll talk about that when we come back. We'll talk about how to connect with Jason Arden and Associates. And you mentioned the history of cooperators. We'll find out who the cooperators are a little bit more. And we'll also talk about your community involvement, because there's been a lot of that. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back here at the new Lloydminster Nissan.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at LNA CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at LNA CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. LNA CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Welcome to Wellings of Lloydminster and a community of ageless explorers. At Wellings, age is but a number and adventure is always part of the day. Come experience Care Freedom Living at Wellings of Lloydminster, where adults 55 plus enjoy a vibrant, stress-free way of life with a whole lot of fun. Stop in and say hello to their new general manager, Nicole, at 7211 72nd Avenue on the Alberta side, and visit wellingsoflloydminster.com for more. Wellings of Lloydminster, Care Freedom Living starts here. We return to the new Lloydminster Nissan with Jason Arden of Jason Arden and Associates, the cooperators. We've been talking about auto insurance, home insurance. There was something I thought of during the break, Jason, and that's when we travel, because we travel, quite a bit. I wouldn't say we're on the road a lot, but when we go, we can go for 2 weeks sometimes and stuff like that. One of the discussions that comes with our travel group is always on the plane, people talk, who's watching your house? How important is it to have somebody either staying in your house or checking on your house?
Critically important. Although I think the definition of vacancy or unoccupancy is fairly standard across all insurers, I cannot stress enough, if you are leaving your house for an extended period of time, so that would be greater than 72 hours, you must have somebody in the house. Some security systems allow you to monitor temperature, and some also have a water sensor in the basement, so you can tell if something's going on. That does not remove the requirement of the policy that you must have somebody in there. For our snowbirds, so lots of us will take a 1 week holiday or maybe a 2 week holiday. Yeah. We have every intention of returning. For our snowbirds who might be gone greater than 30 days, the policies are quite specific on what happens after that point, and the coverage is dramatically reduced if any coverage still exists. So in order to avoid that, it is critically important that you speak to your advisor or your broker or the insurance company and make sure that they're aware of the time that you're not going to be there, so that you understand how the policy reads and what's required and how it's going to respond in the event. We do provide coverage. It's really so I want to make sure people know that. We do provide coverage to our vacant homes. There just needs to be a proper endorsement that gets added to it. Sometimes a change in coverage has to occur as well. But again, please speak with your advisor or your broker to make sure that you understand the implications of that.
So it's not standard right across the board. Like you can't say well, as long as you have somebody checking on your house every 3 days.
Well, I think I could say that would be the minimum that you would want to do.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're gone for any length of time and you have a person in there every 72 hours, more so during the heating season, because that's when we have more problems than we do in the summer season. But I feel comfortable in saying, I can't speak for other insurers, but yes, I would say if you had someone in there every 72 hours during the heating season, then coverage would likely still apply. But that also doesn't remove the requirement to have this other coverage added onto your policy.
Okay, this might be a dumb question, but I got a golf cart. I park it in my garage. House burns down. Golf cart covered?
So golf cart, probably not covered, or it should not be considered included as personal property because it has a motor. So again, can't speak for other insurers, but golf carts should probably be added separately onto a policy. But that brings up another good point around this assumption that I have something parked in my garage, it's covered, or like that kind of a scenario, right? We just assume that because it's I have property on my policy that it's covered. Policies are complicated. I think I said that once already. And it's important, again, to have a conversation with your advisor, your broker, and make sure that they fully understand what you have and what you don't have to make sure that you're properly covered. Don't make an assumption that you have coverage, because you might find out the hard way.
That includes your business too.
Absolutely, on the business side of things, yeah. And that's sometimes where we come in or come across the biggest discrepancies or assumptions that we have coverage. Business insurance policies are written based on the operations that were disclosed, and what we see a lot of times is people will expand their operations and they will start offering some other type of a service. That other service, just because you have a commercial policy or a business policy, is not automatically covered. If the insurer doesn't know, it's not covered. And that might be the most important thing I say all day today. If the insurance company doesn't know, or the advisor doesn't know, or the broker doesn't know, and it's not properly documented, you have no insurance. And that goes for everything, like the golf cart. ATVs would be another one. Oh, it was in my garage and it was stolen from there. It's covered. No, if the insurance company doesn't know, you have no coverage. And that's probably the best piece of advice I could provide.
So you have a business, you're operating out of your garage, your wife starts a sewing company. You don't cover the machines.
Yeah, until we know about it.
Right. Until you know about it.
Yeah. Once we know about it, we can make the adjustments to the policy as necessary, and have it properly documented. And then in the event that a claim occurs, then we do reduce some of those obstacles or the red tape that might come up.
It could be important for people to make sure that their insurance company is Canadian. You don't have that with Cooperators. You know it's Canadian. Yeah, so Cooperators has been operating in Canada since 1945. Not who we are today, but in 1945 we were started by a small group of farmers just on the other side of the road here in Saskatchewan. And I believe in 1962 we amalgamated our life insurance company with our general insurance company. And then I believe it was 1976 when the Cooperators Group Limited was created, and that is our mother company, and everything runs underneath that. So we're 100% owned and operated in Canada. We do not operate outside of Canada. And I think that that's important. We do have this big, buy Canadian movement here. There are insurers in Canada that are not Canadian based. They may operate here, but they are not Canadian companies. But there are a handful that are Canadian for sure, which I feel is important. The other part about, I guess, Cooperators would be we are a cooperative, and that's people over profits. And I think that's important. We're trying to do what's right for the communities and the citizens within those communities, and striking a balance between being able to offer coverage and then trying to price it as affordable as possible. But again, we still need to collect enough premium to cover the claims. When it comes to reaching out to Jason Arden and Associates, everything's changing. Like everything seems to be done on your phone now.
Yeah.
Is that the preferred way? Like how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, great question. Cooperators has put a lot of work into how you're able to connect with the local offices, but with Cooperators in general. I think we started this just prior to COVID, but that definitely, had to push us faster into getting where we are today. So we have a slogan or a campaign or something running. It's just called Call, Click, or Come In. So there's anybody can reach us at any time of day by their preferred method. You can call us during our regular business hours. You can click our website. And on our website, we have the ability to digitally quote home and auto right there. In some circumstances, that process actually can be completed start to finish, where you can write your own policy. online. And then come in. Obviously, that's our preferred method. I might be old school, might be dating myself, but I prefer to sit down with people and have a conversation. Our doors are always open, at least from Monday to Friday, 9 until 5. And so they've done a lot of work, cooperators, at trying to make sure that anyone can reach us. And the other thing with that, Kurt, is when you say things are changing, they absolutely are, but more so on how people today want to do business, right? And I think that's where Cooperators was really leading the charge. And there's generations or age demographics of people who, first of all, they want it right now. Mm-hmm. You've heard that, right? I think of my own two boys,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
24 and 19. And they want to listen to a song, they have it. They want an answer to a question, they have it, like instantly. In fact, they don't even have to type it now. They just have to say it out loud and their phone answers them just like that, right? So very much a right now time. So the ability to be able to get a home insurance quote or an auto quote at 2:30 in the morning because you work shift work, right? That's important. And we wanted to make sure that we were accessible to all age demographics in any way that they wanted to do business.
Just when you said that you could write your own insurance, I was like, you've mentioned twice it can be complicated. So I was like, I'll stay away from writing my own, but thanks anyway.
Yeah,
I prefer the face-to-face too.
I would say that as well.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of risk that comes with doing that. And actually throughout the process, you have to check some boxes and you have to agree to certain things because you didn't get any advice. And this is still an advice product because it is extremely complicated. If you write that policy yourself and you didn't do it maybe 100% accurately, or you didn't know what they were asking and you answered incorrectly, that could be a big problem. Yeah.
So Jason and Arden and Associates advertises with Live with Kurt Price. And when we were discussing advertising, one of the things that became really, really relevant to me was how much you value this community. We talked about, I don't want to just talk about insurance in my commercial. I want to talk about how we're involved in the community because we're proud to be involved in the community. We do kind of want to let people know we are in the community. Mm-hmm. And you've done a lot. You've done SPCA. Your name is on a ball field. We see you giving back to. I know you've got some stuff with the Lloydminster exhibition. We've seen you writing checks to a lot of people with the big check. Why do you do it?
I think we've been really, really fortunate. My wife and I moved here in 2008 and we raised our family here. My boys participated in sport and other things. And I've been running my office since 2016, and this community has been extremely supportive of myself and my team there, as well as the surrounding area. We have business that probably ranges all the way out to 500 kilometers from Lloydminster. And, through the support of all of the clients that have put their trust in us to buy insurance and to trust what it is that we're doing for them and making sure that they're properly covered, we have the ability then to be able to support the community that we're in. And that's really, really important to me, to give back. We kind of have a few different buckets of where we try to funnel our support. So lots of it has to do with children. That would be through, or it could range from student athletes, which is a lot of it because we come from an athletic family and we understand the costs incurred of trying to put children through sport. So we do a lot of that. Another one would be through our seniors and making sure that they have adequate resources and support for that, just the older community. And then our last one is just through our nonprofits and other local cooperatives that we support and give back to. Without corporate support, I think Lloydminster would look and feel very, very different if we didn't have people giving back. That's a big part of who Cooperators is, and it means a lot to me and my team at the office and my family to be able to give back. You had mentioned the Lloyd X. We did just come to an agreement with them, and that's a really good example of an organization within the city, and I think people take for granted. We were talking before the interview here, if you were to look at the calendar of events of the Lloyd X, there's something basically every single day. And I don't know if all of Lloydminster understands how valuable the Lloyd X is to the community because of all of the events it hosts or attempts to put on. And they're not a for-profit organization. They are a nonprofit, and if they don't get corporate funding or if they don't get support from the community, everything that occurs out there would not be there anymore. And it would be a pretty boring town, I think, if we didn't have the Lloyd X. So,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of times where, sometimes we might know about the big events, like your chuck wagons and your fair and stuff like that, but you don't realize, man, every day, 365 days a year, there's something happening at the Lloyd X.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you get out of it what you put into it? Because you've put, and I've done some math here, you've put over $100,000 in the community. Does anybody ever say thank you? Do you get what, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. It's pretty hard to substantiate.
Yeah.
I don't do it for that purpose. I guess I want to be considered an upstanding citizen and local business, it makes me feel good to be able to do that. Whether that's to help a child work towards their athletic or educational dreams. Or giving back to, say, the Lloyd X to make sure that we still have these events. I'm out there probably once a month. So, if that wasn't there anymore, what would we do? Mm-hmm. Does anyone say thank you? I think so, right? I mean, they say thank you when they collect the check.
Yeah. You've supported, people may not know this, but Here Comes Santa Claus ran into a little bit of trouble with insurance. We called Jason. Not only did you guys figure things out for us, it was very complicated because we don't have events at any one single place,
right?
But also covered that insurance, and it was appreciated.
Yeah, it was my pleasure again to be able to help, right? And
we might not have been able to have that event.
Yeah.
Had you not been able to figure things out, there was a chance at one time where we were like, we may have to cancel this.
Yeah.
We may not have to have this, be able to hold this event. And you guys came through for us.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I think back to that event, actually. Again, my kids are older, but when we first moved here, we hauled our kids to every single activity that day for years. So I have some fond memories of that. My kids have some fond memories of that. It was awesome that we were able to, find a solution. Most importantly, it was important to be able to find a solution. But secondly, to cover the cost was just something that we were in a position to do, again, through the support of all of our clients.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. No show tomorrow. I'm going to be helping out at the Economic Partnership Summit and looking forward to that. But we will be back Friday. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll have the details on the Truth and Reconciliation events coming up in our community.